Alright, what is up everybody? In today's episode of Warhammer 40k What If, I have a very good question for you guys. What if the Emperor decided that he was going to make Malcador the Sigillite his own personal Legion of Space Marine? Now, my thoughts on this is basically the Grey Knights, but the pseudo Grey Knights. So the and before the Grey Knights. And this is kind of going to be like a little bit of a merger. I'm not merging it with any of the other what ifs that I've done, but I want to get your guys' take on this, see if you guys like it, which I hope you guys do. I hope you guys like these videos that I'm making. I'm trying somewhat. So let's get into what if the Emperor made Malcador the Sigillite his own pseudo Space Marine and Grey Knight. So to begin with, I want to call them the Veiled Hand. They are sort of, they're very secretive. More than the Grey Knights, the Alpha, and I'll explain how secretive they are. Not even the Alpha Legion knows about them. Only two people know about them. The Emperor and Malcador. That's it. The only others that know about them happen during the Heresy. So before the Heresy, none of the Sons know. Except for one. Alfarius. Alfarius, or Omegon, is the only Primarch to possibly know of the Veiled Hand. The reason why is because one day when in my headcanon, Alfarius was walking to go meet with Malcador the Sigillite and saw a Space Marine of no company. But he only saw one. Now that's a little weird. Normally there should be like a squad or something. There wasn't. It was Malcador and it's one Marine. Malcador sent the Marine away. The Marine left. Alfarius did a secret comm to a squad of Alpha Legionnaires, asked, go find that Marine, because he wants to know what they were talking about. You know, the Alpha Legion's all about information. Alpha Legion strike team went to go find this Marine. They couldn't. And Alfarius was kind of like taken aback by him because, you know, it was a secret message to him that it was, yeah, they're known as the Veiled Hand. Their motto is, we see what none may see, we strike where none may strike, we serve where none must know. And their founding, pre-Great Crusade era, is when they were created, just like a lot of the other legions. They are a mixture of actual the Emperor and Malcador. So it's not like a purely Malcador, because otherwise I think Thousand Sun territory, basically a mixture between Thousand Suns and Alpha Legion. Now thinking about that, that would be kind of wicked. Some like a heretical war band of both Alpha Legion and Thousand Sun. That would be really cool. I'd actually love to see some of the concept people come up with for that. They have muted emotion, obedience through reason. So almost sort of like Dorn in that sense, with the whole obedience through reason. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna stay loyal to this because it just makes the most sense. So almost like the Raptor minds. They have a psychic sixth sense for deceit and warp intrusion. So they're really good at saying, oh, you're obviously heretical, you're obviously a traitor. This is so simple. Like, you're trying to get us to go over there and attack that planet. That's, no. Even though they wouldn't, because they only answer to two people. They have an untraceable genome, not be logged by Mechanicum protocol. So I guess, you know, there was a little bit of the Mechanicum at the time did know, mainly because they were like, oh, we're sending all these supplies. Why do you need so many of these supplies? Their heraldry, their armor is matte gray black with a faint violet silver sheen. Pretty cool. A dull gold ward etchings on the trim. The symbol, now their symbol changes, and there's 4 of them, and I'll tell you why later. But right now, their most basic that every chapter gets, including the chapter master, is the hooded golden hand above a half-closed eye. Now, their visor glows a pale violet white, and then they do have cloaks. They're parchment-colored tabards inscribed with oaths of silence. Their oaths, so their motto is obedience and silence, truth through shadow. Their battle cry is the hand closes. It is rarely uttered aloud, and most of the time it's just a heretic. They have no fixed world. They are predominantly a fleet-based chapter. After the whole Horus Heresy occurs, they become just a chapter, mainly because it's also how many were left after the war, the siege on era. So their structure, like I said, there was 4. They are known as the 4 autonomous circles, each led by a warden who each for those talk to the chapter master. So the first one is the Circle of Sight. They are profound in espionage and prophecy. If you hear about a prophecy, they will figure out how the whole thing works. Is there any way to deviate or divinate from the prophecy? They also do espionage to get more information. The second circle is the Circle of Binding. Demon Hunters, prototype Grey Knights. This is mainly where the Grey Knight origins come from. Malcador was just like, I can really use those. Next was the Circle of Iron. Shock and Siege Command. These guys are a lot like Perturabo, I want to say, to me. In my headcanon, they are really, really good at Shock and Siege Command. Almost like a Raven Guard and Iron Warrior combination, which also sounds so cool. I'm sorry, that sounds so awesome. Raven Guard and an Iron Warrior, like Space Marine fusion. It'd be so cool. I wonder how it'd work though, because no. I just thought about it. How it could work is literally the Raven Guard aspects. So they're very, very quiet. They're very, very sneaky. But they build so good defenses that you don't even realize you're looking at a cannon that's pointed right at your head. Like, that would be so cool. It's like, oh, no, I'm just standing next to this giant tanker, not even realizing it's an actual tank. Just its barrel is pointed right at you. It's really ready to fire. That would be so cool. I love how I just thought about that. The fourth one is known as the Circle of Silence. They are assassination and information erasure masters. So a little bit mixed with the espionage. So the Circle of Sight and Circle of Silence always kind of work together a lot more. The Circle of Binding, Circle of Iron are the same way. They work a little bit more with the other. So their combat doctrine is covert annihilation rather than open war. So they deal with a lot more kill teams, kind of like the Death Watch, than they do absolute like legion or chapter to chapter war. They strike unseen, using null fields, psychic dampeners, and Sister of Silence coordination. Because, like I said, this was the Siege of Hera, so Sister of Silence is with them. Hawk, they don't really mention much. Veil. Anyway, they prefer the silver warded blades, stormbolters, and purifying flame. Love it. The engagement mantra is surgical apocalypse. I love that so much. The relics. They have 3 relics. The Throne of Ciphers, Malcador's Psychic Command Throne. Then they have the Sigillite Blades. Glow when falsehood is near, so anything heretical, they will glow, so it's kind of like light. And then the Book of Silent Oath, prototype Grey Knight Canticle. So everything that the Grey Knights really believe in, and a lot of their orders and doctrines, these guys had the originals, the prototype, so maybe this will work. Maybe that will work. I don't think that will work. We'll take that. Their history and the fate. So the Great Crusade, they eliminated proto-cults and rogue psychers before the Primarchs ever arrived. They were rumored among legions as the Emperor's ghost warriors, so they did have a couple that they thought. During the Horus Heresy, they activated the Quiet Mandate. Purgated cults, assassinated word-bearer priests who guarded the Golden Throne. But like I said, you didn't see them much. Then on the Siege of Terra, officially, they perished. A lot of them perished. There wasn't too many to begin with. There was, I want to say, probably double a chapter strength, maybe triple, in my head canon. That's why you barely saw them. But there were still so little of them left after they just became captive. All records of them were purged. From their ashes, the Grey Knights were engineered, so they saw exactly what failed on a lot of them that died, and they took it. They're like, okay, this is what's going to work. So like I said, the Alpha Legion, we've already talked about the Alpha Legion encounter. The hidden surviving order. Unknown to the Imperium, Malcador evacuated one full chapter strength through sealed quarters beneath the palace. This remnant, the Silent Watch, operates as deep black agents under the awareness of the Supreme Grand Master of the Grey Knights. Supreme Grand Master of the Grey Knights is the only chapter master to know of the Veiled Hand. Every 50 Earth years, the Grand Master will transmit a signal randomly out into space so that nobody can track it. All it says is obedience and silence, truth through shadow. If the Veiled Hand / Silent Watch, because I think that would be a good pseudonym for them, they will reply, the hand closes. No origin, nor coordinates, only proof that they still live. Like I said, we talked about how they have their legacy with the Grey Knights. The Inquisition, the Ordo Malleus, was founded upon the Circle of Binding's War Creed. The Custodes actually do like these guys because they worked with them for a long time. They don't see them as the Thunder Warriors, which I think is really, really important. The Ghost Wolves, so actually I will kind of go into my what if Garviel Loken got his own legion after he perished. They would ally with them. And then the Imperial records erased and only fragments of them remain on Titan. Yeah, so I'm actually going to talk about the rest of the heraldry. So the Circle of Sight, they get the hooded hand's fingers are silently spread across the eye. Now the Circle of Binding, the hooded hand clenches tightly, grasping invisible chains in front of the Circle of Iron. The hooded hand becomes armored, fingers interlocked like a barrier. And then the Circle of Silence. The hand's index fingers rest where the lips would be, the classic sign of silence. Yeah, so I hope you guys like this for the what if video. Yeah. Please remember to like the video, comment down below what you guys think of the Veiled Hand, the Silent Watch. And then also subscribe to the channel because I do Warhammer What Ifs, I do Scooby-Doo King of Spooks Tournament, I'm going to be live streaming Battlefield 6, and I will also be recording Dawn of War 4 when it comes out, and then also Hero Company Star Wars when that comes out. So I hope you guys enjoy this very much. I will catch you all later.